got out of the end zone.
Florida State wants a safety, but they're not going to get it. The defense all out there with their hands up in the safety sign, but he got back outside the goal line before he was driven back.
Now look at this Florida State defense. You think they had taken a lot of responsibility on their shoulders in this football game? It's like, okay, we can't get anything going offensively. We're going to go out and win the football game on our side of the football. Right now, this is a challenge, and they're stepping up in this situation so far.
2nd down and 10 from the 1-yard line. They keep Tebow in there. Tim Tebow, number 15, the running quarterback's going to pass. Just gets it off. It is incomplete. Good coverage at the 20-yard line. Intended for Dallas Baker, and Jamie Robinson, the freshman, right there with him.
A big situation for a freshman to be involved in. Jamie Robinson, Rock Hill, South Carolina, Northwestern High School, matched up against some pretty good receivers, and he's holding his own right here against Dallas Baker. Shows up a little early, but tackle, go through the receiver on your way to the football, and I'll tell you what, he knocks that one down. Florida State still look for him to bring some pressure right here, Gary.
It's about where's Waldo. It's where's the quarterback. It's Chris Leak back at quarterback now in the end zone, looking to pass, gets it out to the 5-yard line, and the tackle made at the 9, shy of the first down. That is Cornelius, Jamel Cornelius, oftentimes referred to as their MVP this year on the Florida offense.
Mention the fact he came into this football game averaging over 17 yards a reception, the big play guy, and certainly there almost came up big for Florida offensively as they almost converted 3rd down and long.
Now the kick's going to have to come out of the end zone. Eric Wilbur, who booted that 64-yarder. On his first punt here in the second half. Chris Davis is back near midfield for Florida State. They're trying to set up a return. They guessed right, so he waited a long time. The kick will be taken at the 44-yard line up to midfield and brings it down into Florida territory. So Florida State will have a starting position at the Florida 45, a 47-yard punt, and a 12-yard return.
Some of the best field position they've had other than the fumble recovery. They had it down in the red zone, and now you got to find a way, and Drew Weatherford is going to be the guy once again. The fans aren't showing their support in that decision by Coach Bowden.
It is amazing, Andre, with this offense, as bad as it is for Florida State.
And they have playmakers. I mean, they've got Dakota Fagg is a playmaker. Chris Davis, playmaker. The freshman tight end, Brandon Warren, they've got playmakers.
But they're one score away from being right back in this football game. Looking to the near side. No rush. Has time. Throwing for the end zone. Inside the 5, alley-oop caught. And at the 1-yard line, it is complete to Dakota Fagg. At the 1-yard line, the junior for a 44-yard pass reception. There's maybe the one play.
There's one of the playmakers right there. Dakota Fagg went up, climbed the ladder. Drew Weatherford in the scramble drill. Right here, you'll see him get a nice release off the line of scrimmage. Inside is going to go to the post, but then he sees his quarterback scrambling around, and I'm going to take the deep way to the end zone. Right here, just throw it up, let me climb the ladder and make a play. And right out at the inch line was Dakota Fagg, and a good job by, as much as he's been criticized throughout this ball game, Drew Weatherford throws a nice catchable ball to the outside, allows his receiver to go up and make a play, and boy, they better get one snapped in a hurry.
Dakota Fagg at 6'3", using his height against Ryan Smith at 5'10" to haul that in. So here we are, for all we said about Florida State's offense not working. Look at this.
Well, look at this, and I'm not sure this is a catch. After you look at it, it's kind of hanging on his hip. One foot is in, but I'm not sure there's enough evidence to overturn this one because the official, now we get a little different angle, and I'm not sure that one's going to show it. It's kind of hanging on him. Yeah,
he's got it.
It's a catch.
Indisputable evidence is necessary to overturn the call. The call on the field is it was a reception. And I think that's a good call, and I don't think you've got indisputable evidence that it wasn't.
He actually gained further control of the football as he hit the ground. It didn't come out. It's kind of hanging right there. You're just sitting there. You see the right foot's out, the left one's in, and that
Tough call.
Florida State, I want to get up and run a play real quick.
They can't now because the referee has gone over to the sideline.
They should plead.
Plead Nolo and let's go.
That's it. But you see it here and just kind of hanging on. I think that's a catch. I really do. The only question is going to be the right foot. If you look at it, where he's trying to possess the football, that foot's in. That one right there is on the line.
Does he have possession in the field of play?
It doesn't look like it before this right foot comes down. It looks like it's kind of out, and right there is where the question is going to show.
There's indisputable video evidence that the receiver did not control the ball while inbound.
Wow.
Therefore, the pass is incomplete.
It was just the right foot.
The ball replaced on the 44-yard line, second down.
It was the right foot that was out of bounds when he finally gained control of it, and that's why I was sitting there saying you might want to get up and try to snap the ball real fast because this one may come back.
What a tough call for Florida State as they had it down to the 1-yard line if it's a catch, but it wasn't. And Dakota Fagisaif shaking his head, obviously believing he had it. So now you got to suck it up and do it again.
You got to find Greg Carr and get him involved in this football game as well. You talk about 6'6" with a 36-inch vertical jump and really hadn't been thrown to or looked at a whole lot in this football game.
There he is, split to the near side. He's got 27 receptions. He leads the team with 10 TD catches. So we are back for a second down and 10. Weatherford on the out to the 40-yard line. Taken up near the first down marker and out of bounds. Good second effort to Cody Fagg. That's what you want to see. Guy came right back to get a 9-yard gain. Let's check in with Matt Weiner. Matt.
Gary, here's a vote for the Pontiac game-changing performance of the day. South Carolina scored 14 straight to tie it up at 28. It looked like Nathan Pepper was going to put him ahead for good on the interception, but James Davis catches him at the goal, knocks it loose for a touchback instead of touchdown. It remains tied at 28. To vote for your Pontiac game-changing performance, just get yourself to ESPN.com and type in keyword Pontiac.
South Carolina trying to upset Clemson in their game. Time running out on the play clock. Third down and 1. They will get the first down. Down to the 20, the 15, the 10, 5. Dives and did not get in. But Lorenzo Booker right back where we started. He's down to the 1-yard line. 34 yards on a third down short yardage plunge.
Yeah, Florida, they blitz and they pay the price when you have playmakers and speed to go along with it. It's gonna you expose yourself, and all you got to do is crack the line of scrimmage. They blitz from the edge here, and he's gonna find a crease right up the middle of the formation in here, and all of a sudden it is off to the races. But Reggie Nelson, not only is he a hitter, but he can track you down with his speed from the free safety position.
It is first down and goal for Florida State. The handoff, straight ahead charge, touchdown, Joe Surratt! And Florida State is right back in this football game.
They go with the big fullback who leads them in touchdowns, Joe Surratt. 5 touchdowns coming into this football game, but it was set up by Lorenzo Booker with a big run right up the middle.
Before that run by Booker, Florida State had a grand total of 5 yards rushing. Then a -5 rushing, and he took that one down to the 1. They scored the touchdown. Now the extra point attempt to be made here. What a big play for Florida State here in the third quarter to get themselves back in this game. Sismatia's kick is up, and it is good. Gary Sismatia puts it up. He is 33 out of 34 in PATs. There is Lorenzo Booker, who said this week it's a matter of pride for us. I want a big game. His last game at home, he is making it that. Lorenzo Booker, who is a senior, who has had a tough time of it over the years here at Florida State. He's a great player. The expectations were enormously high for him, and they never quite seemed to be reached. never quite there. He said, I want one more time to jump into the mosh pit here at home before I leave Florida State, which they will do if they win this game. Well, his big run set up the touchdown. Surratt took it in. 4 plays, 44 yards, took only 39 seconds.
And now you're talking about a football team that's playing with a highly energized defense.
And the kick will be taken at the 10. Brandon James. James to the 30. And down at the 33-yard line. He was flying up the middle and got hit hard. He's a good returner. 23 yards on that one. There you see what Booker has meant to this program compared to one of their all-time greats.
Yeah, you compare him against Warwick Dunn, and you see the rushing differences in the yards rushing, but I'll tell you, he's shown up big right now in a very big, probably the biggest ball game of his career as a senior on his way out, and wanted to play well today and certainly asserting himself at this point in the ball game.
Florida's lead has been cut to 7. They've got the football, good field position, and the option pitch. 30-yard line. This defense is fired up. This Florida State defense right now has got a fire lit under them. Brandon James for Florida in the backfield gets taken down. You can see they're just all over the place. That freshman roll again got in there.
Yeah, and just kind of out of sync right now. Look how deep the pitch relationship is between Chris Leak and Brandon James. And now look at all the jerseys and helmets for Florida State show up at the football.
A loss of 3. Leak out of the shotgun. Second down, long yardage. Has time. Can't find anybody. Flag goes down. Dumps it off at the original line of scrimmage. There the tackle is made. Moore gets hit. Keyston Moore, first reception of the ball game for the sophomore, gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage. A face mask is going against Florida.
And that may explain why the helmet was flying off. But right now, Florida State defensively, and we talked about it, I'm going to take the responsibility on our shoulders and get this football team back in the game.
Personal foul, face mask, 75 offense, 15-yard penalty. We'll replay to that.
That's the big one. Phil Troutline, the left tackle. When we talk to the coaching staff at Florida, you'll see it at the top of your screen right here. Just too much face mask. Oh, that's not right. Alex Boston on the bad end of that exchange.
It's like you wanted a souvenir to take home.
Let me have that, baby, for my trophy shelf, the trophy case at the house.
A second down at 28. Florida State fans revved up for their defense. Leak in the pocket over the middle. It is incomplete at the 45-yard line. Triple coverage on Cornelius Ingram, a sophomore, who's had 7 receptions in the last 2 games coming in, but has not been a part of the offense receiving in this game for the Gators.
Yeah, they got him matched up against Buster Davis down the middle of the field. They feel like that's an advantage. Cornelius Ingram at 6'4", 225. Buster Davis at just 5'10", that he could go over the top of him and make a play, but Buster is one heck of a football player and has been all season long.
Has he ever? 4 for 10 in third down conversions for Florida. Leak steps up to the line of scrimmage. He's 11 out of 20 in the air, 171 yards. Leak with 5 receivers, gets a rush from the ends over the middle, caught, not a first down. At the 28-yard line, that is Ingram again, the sophomore, on the reception that they're going to be well shy of a first down, and the defense gets a standing O.
And you hear it from this crowd. Now all of a sudden, you've got some electricity in this stadium. Florida State football players feed from that electricity from this football stadium. And watch them offensively kind of get themselves back a little bit closer in this football game.
Wilbur's in to punt again, standing at the 15-yard line. Back is Chris Davis at his own 30. Takes a couple of steps, doesn't want to return, gets a great kick. That's going to go inside the 30-yard line and down to the 26. But the Florida State defense got the job done. They've gotten the football back to their offense with 2:54 left to go in the third. Let's check in with Todd again.
Well, Gary, part of that defense at Florida State is Buster Davis. He's been there all year, but most of the time he's been number 7 since he's been here in Florida State. This year, though, playing his final game at Doak Campbell Stadium, Buster asked permission of Florida State defensive great Ron Simmons if he could honor him by wearing his number 50. So today, Buster Davis, for the first time in his career, is sporting the number 50 for Ron Simmons.
What a great honor that is.
Absolutely.
Great move. All right, Florida State with the football. Drew Weatherford back in at quarterback. 2 receivers each side. Weatherford a rush. Didn't see it coming. Completes it to the 30, 35. Up to the 40 and the 42. Wow, Chris Davis. What a run after the reception. 16-yard gain for the senior wide receiver.
Good job by Drew Weatherford as well, keeping his composure. Derek Harvey coming off the end, and you'll see him around the corner working against Mario Henderson, but just gets it out of there on time. And now, playmakers making plays. Chris Davis in the open field, yards after the catch.
And that's something Bobby Bowden has talked about all year that Florida State did not have. That they were not picking up yards after the catch. They are doing that, and do you get the sense that Weatherford is like finding the confidence again? He is back, looking deep. He lobs one down the sideline. Is it intercepted? Yes, it is. At the 15 by Ryan Smith, a team-leading 7th interception this year.
Well, just as you think you got things ironed out and smoothed over, and you want to make a play and give Cody Fagg an opportunity to make a play, he goes inside, and Drew Weatherford's going to throw this football outside to where the defender's located. Now it's an easy adjustment for Ryan Smith to come up with the interception, but you talk about a guy that has had one outstanding season. That young man, at least once a week, has text messaged Urban Meyer to just say thank you for the opportunity to become a Florida Gator.
That is the 3rd interception in this football game. Tebow is now in at quarterback for Florida again, so Leak is out. Tebow in, who likes to run the football, but not against this defense right now. Bud Thacker, the freshman defensive tackle, moved in on the hit.
You know, with all the punishment that Tebow takes, I know he's a big physical guy at 6'3", almost 230 pounds, but you got to wonder if that's going to wear on him over time. And I'm sure that next year, when he's the quarterback of this football team, they're going to use him a little bit differently when Chris Leak is gone to graduation.
And Chris Leak is back in, so Tebow runs only one play. Gain nothing. It is a 2nd down and a 10. Back inside the 10 to pass. It is bounced at the 20-yard line in